Jackson on the man of Rory Butcher, so he now falls back 2 places from where he started, and Ash Sutton is a quick starter as well, looking down the inside line in towards the Wilson hairpin, but he can't quite squeeze his way through. So Ash Sutton sits in 6th position, although he has made a move and a place on Colin Turkington, so he goes through on Colin,
go on, Ash.
behind him on the track as they turn the way through Palmer for the first time of asking, but all safely through the first couple of corners. Bit of argy-bargy there mid-pack as they come through. That was Chris Smiley who was doing the leading on the car alongside him, but they've managed to come through without too much drama. And there's a big move down the inside line there because Tom Ingram is trying to get through on the second place man of Tom Oliphant. It's exactly what he tried to do earlier on to Colin Turkington, but he couldn't find a way through, and Tom Oliphant is having none of it at the minute as they work their way then from the left-hander at Hamilton down in towards the right-hander at Oggies, and again it gets very congested there. There's a car that's spun off. That's one of the laser tool racing machines of Carl Bordley, car number 41. Luckily he doesn't come back onto the circuit in front of the rest of the pack, which turn their way pretty much in that direction up towards Williams, but as the dust settles, Carl Bordley will be able to make his way back onto the circuit in due course, but he'll be completely at the back of the field now, so there'll be plenty of work for Carl to do. Plenty of work for right towards the back, but out front the BMWs lead the way, first and second. It is Stephen Jelly from pole position that goes through in the lead. Second place then for Tom Oliphant, and then third place to Tom Ingram, who not that way last those BMWs, not on this occasion, but pretty much all weekend long. So he's getting a little bit frustrated with this. He currently sits in the podium places in third place, and there's flashing of lights now for the race leader because he locks up in towards Wilson. Is that going to put Stephen Jelly wide? It is, and Tom Oliphant with those flash of the lights is going to try and draw alongside his teammates. They run from the hairpin down towards the left-hander at Palmer, but that was a very, very lucky moment for Stephen Jelly. A big lock-up, which will now turn that left front tyre into a 50p pen, so if he does it again, it's going to be a spot that he finds time and time again in this race. There's contact between the two of them. It's Tom Oliphant who ran into the back of Stephen Jelly, but Tom Ingram goes round the outside line, but Stephen Jelly's having none of it, and Tom Oliphant is round. There's contact between him and Rory Butcher, and Tom Oliphant in the BMW has been spun to the inside of the circuit.
Naughty eyes.
Who falls to the back of the pack. Tom Oliphant, who is challenging the race lead, his teammate for the honours out front, has unfortunately lost that second place. It was the contact, as I said, a little bit of a brush there with Rory Butcher, who in terms of now has dropped down to 4th place, so it's all action on this second lap, and Tom Ingram has luckily been given 2nd place. He was in the right time and the right place on this lap.
Senna Proctor into pit lane. He's got a puncture on the left front, so they replace the tyre. They can do
stay on the lead lap and get a safety car. He'll be very happy to get back onto the rear of the train. But the top 5 come through. It is the race lead still for Stephen Jelly. 2nd place then for the man who progresses that time through, Tom Ingram. And then 3rd place is the car of number 1, Ash Sutton. So already, just like race number 2, he's progressed up the order. So Ash Sutton's come from 7th to 3rd. He finds himself on the podium once again, but I think the BMW really struggling with the weight, of course, it's carrying. Stephen Jelly with the maximum ballast in this race. He will carry now to the end of this one some 75 kilos. And Colin Turkington made it work earlier on to finish in 2nd place, but Stephen Jelly at the minute started to struggle with the pressure coming from behind as well, with Tom Ingram, Ash Sutton, Rory Butcher, and also the 5th place man Colin Turkington all there with them. A bit of a dive there last minute from number 52, Gordon Shedden, gets down the inside of Ollie Jackson, so that's Shedden now having a good race after the disappointment in qualifying. And I think there's a problem for Ollie Jackson. He's slow on the exit of Agostini. He's going to be into retirement as well. I'm not too sure if there's a punch on that car or if there's a more serious mechanical issue, but after the contact there he made with Gordon Shedham, he's now plummeted down the order. So for the MB Motorsport squad this weekend, with Jake Hill not being too good, Ollie Jackson was on the podium a little bit earlier on, and Ollie Jackson taking the shortcut through the right-hander of Oggies, and now he's going to find himself way down back of the order. So Gordon Shedham, he had an eventful accident, unfortunately, which didn't do the car too good, but here at Snetterton is getting the elbows out, pushing his way through very quickly in this third and final race. He can sense victory on the cards here, can the Halpers Racing Machine with Caterclean Racing. So he is now up into 5th place. There's a challenge here potentially for the race lead as well, because Stephen Jelly, after a lock-up a couple of laps ago, is now maybe starting to struggle with those tyres, because he is not on the option tyre, but a heavy car, a very hot circuit as well. You see the speed that BMW is sliding about a little bit more than he would like it to. So we get a defensive run down towards Agostini. And talking about tyres, just to let you know, the option tyre for this race is Gordon Shedham. That would kind of indicate why he's going quick. Also, Josh Cook has gone for the option tyre. He lays in 7th place. And then further down, we've got Dan Robotham, Jade Edwards, and Cole Bordley, who have also gone for the option tyre in this third and final race. So, not as many for the final race, but that was possibly due to the temperature they knew was going to rise across the course of the day. So, they're possibly not usually softer tyre, but they have done, and it's working perfectly for Gordon Shedham, because he's not just got past Colin Turkington, he's now looking to make a move on the back of Rory Butcher, because he falls almost alongside as they head under the bridge in a couple of seconds. He could be up to 4th place here on the race. Across the line and glued to the back of Tom Ingram. Further back, Josh Cook is, no, not Josh Cook, it's the 2 BMW side by side there. Adam Morgan on the outside of Colin Turkington. So Colin, with a bit more weight in the car for race 3 as well, is struggling to keep up with those out front. So Morgan tries for an attack, and Tom Ingram tries for an attack on the race lead. He goes through on Stephen Jelly, and as soon as you leave that door open, everyone's going to pile their way through. So not just Tom Ingram, but Ash Sutton now in car number 1. He's going to try and get the job done on the outside line, but Stephen Jelly tries to fight back in towards the left-hander Karma, but Tom Ingram could be good and gone here as Ash Sutton gets 2 wheels up on the grass on the inside of the corner. He now tries to get to the outside run, or does he? No, it's going to be the inside, maybe late on the brakes in towards Agostini, but with it, Gordon Shedham's gone to the outside, he's gone past Ash Sutton. He's going to try and get past Stephen Jelly, who goes really wide to keep Gordon Shedham at bay, but doing that almost allowed Ash Sutton to come through on the inside line. So that's really evolved now to allow Tom Ingram to pull away by a good second, and Ash Sutton's now under attack from Gordon Shedham on these option tyres. He's going to try and get those on the inside up towards the right-hander of Williams. Rory Butcher is in the mix as well in that Toyota Corolla, the car which picked up a podium earlier today in race number 1. And not too far behind is the also option tyre, the number 66 Josh Cook. So we've got a lot of quick people carving their way through the field, and not just quick. Attack, or is he putting the pressure on? No, he's putting the pressure on the back of Josh Cook. So as they cross the line, it's Cook now who's gone up into 5th position. It's Rory Butcher who drops down to 6th. Then you've got the Sicily Motorsport machine just behind Colin Turkington. So they run in what's going to be 7th and 8th place. And then Adam Moffat, and Jack Goff round out your top 10 as it stands. Bit of dust again at Richie's corner being kicked up as we complete the half race distance at the end of this one. So 5 have been completed. Fastest lap of the race belongs to our 4th place man, which is Gordon Shedham. That sits with a 1:57.973. And on that previous lap, actually, everyone was a lot slower. Some of them into the 2-minute mark in terms of lap time. So that was a slower lap for some reason. There was plenty going on for all of them to try and avoid there. So that's why the pace has just dropped off. But Tom Ingram, young man, did pretty much a personal best inside the top 10 with a 58.8. So Tom Ingram's happy where he is. Now leads Stephen Jellyboy by 1.1 seconds. And Stephen Jelly, after having a half a lap on his own and not really anyone pushing behind, it's now changed because now that Ash Sutton has managed to just shake off gradually Gordon Shedham, he can now focus once again on what happens in front of him. So Sutton looking for second as they head their way down the back straight. Can he do anything down under the bridge? Don't think he is quite close enough. Behind the car as they cross the line. So Jelly still remains in 2nd place, Sutton for 3rd and 4th place for Gordon Shedham. Things just calming down slightly on this lap. So just as we approach half race distance, things are taking a turn for the better for the top 5. Ash Sutton not too sure where to place the car on that occasion as Jelly ran wide, he runs wide again. That could be getting him some track limit warnings if he's not careful. So Jelly now all over the track trying to defend those mirrors, making sure that Ash Sutton and Gordon Shedham are not going to stick the car in a precarious place, but they'll time it right. You can be assured of that. The double champion Ash Sutton, number 1, works his way now down towards the left-hander of Agostini. Got our first flash on the white warning flag of the race this time. That goes out to number 40, so that's Aaron Taylor-Smith with the track limit warning. 2-8. That one. Tom Ingram focused on the previous lap to extend the margin out front, so it's a 1:58.0. Gap now between him and Stephen Jelly, 1.4 seconds. So Ash Sutton will be kind of seeing the gap grow, knowing he needs to get on with the job in hand, because if he doesn't. Just to make sure that Stephen Jelly doesn't come back at him on the outside line, and as he does that, he leaves the door open, and Gordon Shedham wants to make sure that Stephen Jelly doesn't come back through, but unfortunately he does for the sake of Gordon Shedham. So the BMW remains in 3rd place. Shedham again goes for the outside line. Stephen Jelly has to defend very vigorously down towards Agostini, but Shedham's having none of this on this occasion. Late on the brakes, and the Honda goes through in the hand of Gordon Shedham and gets him onto the podium. And to be fair, he needed to do that fairly quickly because just like Tom Ingram, Ash Sutton could have been skating up the road and pulling out that gap, but with a flash on the soft tyre, he now knows that he potentially has a bit more speed than both Ash Sutton and Tom Ingram towards the end of this race if he can look after those tyres, not just 2 places lost for Stephen Jelly on this lap, because Josh Cook also makes it 3 that he's lost. So Stephen Jelly now down from 2nd to 5th place, and again it just shows how quickly your kind of run of good form can change. It seems that you're over it in closer to the race leader. A bit of a dust kick up there. Ash Sutton in second place, and now that's the chance for Gordon Shedden to go for it. But of course, if you start battling, you then do lose time to the race leader. So Gordon Shedden had to think about a move, but then gets straight back in line behind Ash Sutton in second place. It's a bit wide there into the corner is the number 1 machine. So again, Gordon Shedden thinks about a slight move on the inside run through the left-hander. And at the minute, Tom Ingram hasn't yet caught the back of Senna Proctor, but he may well do before this race is done. So Senna Proctor is trying his hardest to stay on the lead lap. You can see those 3-4 cars behind him get a little bit closer and closer in the rear view mirror. They work their way through.
I did the last lap, wasn't it? I was on my phone.
Fifth place is number 12, which is Stephen Jelly, so our pole sitter has dropped now down to 5th. Rory Butcher is in 6th place. We've got 7th place for number 2, Colin Turkington. We've got Adam Morgan in the next to the BMW for Sicily Motorsport in 8th place. Aidan Moffat sits there in 9th position. And for 10th is number 31 at minute, which is Jack Goff. So that's how they do it. They head now through on this 11th lap of the race. The bridge this year, so I think they'll be urging Gordon to possibly stay there, but of course Gordon, former champion, again up against Ash Sutton, will want to try everything we can to get into second place, but the important question here for Gordon Shedden, is there anything left in those tyres? As we know, it's not the option tyre in this final race, it's the softer of the 2 compounds. Of course, with the high track temperatures today, they don't always last the full duration of these 12 laps, the Goodyear tyres, so we'll wait and see what he does, but it looks like he's now just dropping back from Ash Sutton, so I think the top 3 are pretty settled. Josh Cook is not really close enough to make any move on this last lap either. The gap between him and Gordon Shedden is about 1.5 seconds, but second on the podium, but that's the first win for the team. It's always quite entertaining for me to look into the car when Tingram is leading a race in a nail-biting race like that, because his mum, I think she'd rather not watch it, but she has to watch, and she crosses all of her fingers, her toes, and she's not somebody to talk to in the closing moments of a race like that. Dad, at the back of the garage when I sat down, but this time it was at the back of the watching the car. So great seeing us down at the garage. They're very, very happy with Tom. And now Tom's mum can get excited because the checkered flag is out, which is good. So they can all celebrate, I'm sure, long into but there is much applause around the circuit for Tom Ingram. He has done a sterling job just when we thought the gap was going to come down. He kept it around 1.1 seconds to beat. And Tom Ingram picks up for the first time this year, and as we said, the first win for the and of course the highlight as well. So
Right, man. Hello. That's how he rolls.
This year be the year when he's got to his season with round 6 and victory off to not a bad start at all. So well done to Tom Ingram. Victor there ahead of Ash Sutton, who was the race 2 winner. So Ash Sutton gets on the podium once again in this race. Third place for Gordon Shedden, that's him. And Halford's first podium of the season. So Flash, something to look forward to as they head away from Snetterton and on to Brands Hatch in 2 weeks' time. Fourth place goes the way of number 66.
How's your bag, Chris? It's a bit out of
Cook. Fifth place to Stephen Jelly, didn't quite hold on to a podium, but Matthew started from pole position, and the first of the team WSR BMW's home this time round. So Stephen Jelly ahead of Rory Butcher. Colin Turkington finishes up in 7th place in car number 2. In 8th place for number 33, which is Adam Morgan. 9th place for number 31 is that of Jack Thorpe, and 32 is Dan Rowbottom, who brings his car home inside the top 2 for Halbert's Racing.